Salutations. My name is Briar. Nice to meet you. First off, congratulations for hacking into my terminal. Not that these pre-war terminals are too hard to break into, but I digress. The year is 2281, 204 years after the Great War, the war that still affects us to this very day. On October 23rd, 2077, the resource war between China and the United States came to its head. Gas prices nearing $8,000 per gallon. Canada was annexed. Food and other resources ran out. Civil unrest and riots breaking out. Nobody knows who fired the first nuke. It's all semantics now, seeing as the whole war only lasted 2 hours. But in those 2 hours, it forever changed our world, turning it into a barren, radioactive wasteland. Once again I've begun rambling, and history was never my strong suit. My life fairly normal. Well, as normal as life can be in the Waste. Most of my childhood is hazy, wandering from place to place around the Mojave, never really having a true home. You see, I am one of the few remaining great Khans, and not many people like our kind.
The Khans are they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude.
I cannot blame them, as the people we associate ourselves with are quite deplorable. I'd like to consider myself an alchemist, creating value from otherwise simple and worthless objects. Most would call me a drug dealer, a low-life degenerate. They would only be half right. We all have to do something to survive. If I wasn't producing the finest chems and elixirs in all of New Vegas, somebody else would be. Chem producing wasn't always my main trade. I would often go on scavenging runs throughout the Mojave, mainly old houses and random buildings, and from time to time the massive underground vaults. Books and magazines were, and still are, my favorite items to find. If it weren't for the pre-war knowledge hidden on those dusty pages, I would never become as skilled in chemistry as I am today. 2278 was the year that changed my life. The bloody massacre at Bitter Springs. There are many accounts of what happened that day. Some blame bad intel on the NCR's part. Others, myself included, believe it was an act of genocide. Regardless, my family and most of my friends were murdered by those NCR pricks. Innocent women, children, elderly slaughtered. Fortune was on my side that day, as I was off exploring ruins. I never did get to say goodbye. The Khans are now at Red Rock. Very beautiful, though not the most hospitable of places. So I began manufacturing chems so my tribe could survive. What else was I to do? Psycho, Jet, Slasher, Hydra, you name it, I've produced it. Our main buyers are the fiends, doped up lunatics who attack anybody that has the misfortune of stumbling upon them. I do not have any room to judge, but I'd rather not associate with those slimy fuckers. So with all the caps I've obtained, I have set my eyes on the New Vegas Strip, where the dazzling old world lights still dance. There's something romantically charming about the old world, solemn the greed and bloodshed that led to the Great War. However, I've come to the conclusion that those pieces of nastiness are just a part of human nature, a part of me. There's a monster inside all of us. I have embraced mine to the fullest. With my alchemic prowess, I have helped countless people escape to a better world, albeit floating around in their head. There will always be abuse and overconsumption. This goes for anything: power, money, food. I'll leave you with this to ponder. A quote from an old world musician. A drug is not bad. A drug is a chemical compound. The problem comes in when people who take drugs treat them like a license to behave like an asshole.